The next topic, praise effort, not talent, is something that kind of came as a surprise to me. A really close friend of mine who's a child psychologist recommended this book to me before actually I had children. And he said, you know, this book changed my life for myself, but it's also made me a very, very different parent and made me approach my practice. So Dr. Carol Dweck has done study after study after study that has shown that human beings typically operate out of one of two mindsets. One mindset is that I, as a human being, am valuable as it relates, as I can show my fixed abilities that are really great to the world. So I am valuable because I'm beautiful. Or I am valuable as a person because I am good at math. I'm smart. I can finish those things like nobody's business. I am just awesome at the monkey bars. I'm going to stick to the monkey bars. So these things that are already our fixed abilities, that's where we get our self-esteem. And then the other mindset she talks about is what she calls the learner's mindset. I am an important, valuable person because I can change and adapt and grow and learn new things. But the most important thing she talks about is that we are all triggered into one or another mindset by things that we read or see or experiences that we have throughout the day. So in study after study, she would do things like, say for one of them, they took a bunch of first graders and gave them a puzzle that was about at kindergarten level. So they all finished it really fast. But for the test group, they had someone say, wow, you're smart, after they finished the puzzle. And for the control group, they didn't say anything to them. And then they gave them another puzzle that was like a couple grades above their level. And the kids that had been told they were smart quit much faster when they got the harder puzzle. They were much more likely to say things like, this is dumb, I hate this. Whereas the kids that had nothing said to them were much more likely to say things like, I love puzzles, or can I have more time, or can I take this home? So being praised for your fixed abilities like intelligence or strength or beauty has the tendency to give you the sense when you come up against a challenge that challenges those fixed abilities to think, oh, they're not going to think I'm smart. And so now you're thinking about two things. You're thinking about the puzzle, or practicing, and you're thinking about how are these people judging me? Whereas if you're engaged in a process and you're thinking, how can I figure this out? This is cool. You know, like most of us have observed our kids trying to build a fort, you know? Like there is no thought in the world to whether they're good fort builders. They're just engaged in the process and they're trying to solve the problem at hand. So essentially, we want them to feel free to engage in what they're doing. And a lot of the things we talked about earlier, like developing the ability for self-reflection, will help them feel more like someone who is a learner as opposed to someone who is either talented or not. I mean, it gets kind of stilted in the language sometimes, but I have completely eliminated the word smart from my vocabulary. I just don't say this to kids. I don't ever say talented to kids. I don't know if I'm doing, you know, maybe some future research will find that I'm doing some terrible harm to my daughter that I've never told her she's smart. But what I do instead is when she does what I think is amazing work is I say, wow, I love what you've done here. Tell me about how you made this. And so it's not so much, and this is the last one, ask them about their experience. It's not so much about me judging her as being a good person or a bad person. It's more about me asking her what it's like when you're engaged doing really great work. And that encourages self-reflection.